then.
Now you are.
All right, there we go.
Wow, here we are, guys. Hello, how is it? Project Arrowhead. Sponsored by Lansdowne.
You got to start all
90s
over
music
again.
con something or other. DJing.
Got to make sure that.
Hey,
What are you
red
doing
button's not
karaoke on
on.
Thursday?
So yeah, welcome to Project Arrowhead. I'm your
It's
host,
our
Jim
first day
Sadowitz,
today.
joined by the beautiful Gina and James.
and, amazing James.
You can call me
O'Grady.
Beast. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Don't forget that we're sponsored by.
We are sponsored by the Lansdowne Pub, located in the beautiful Mohegan Sun. Best music, best food, best nightlife in the.
You gonna turn that
I'm hearing
down?
echoes.
Echo.
The best nightlife in the casino, Lansdowne Pub, every Thursday night. Karaoke with.
Me, James O'Grady. Come check us out. It's fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. James does an amazing job. We have the place rocking. This Friday night from 6 to 9, the acoustical act of Luke and Mike. And Saturday night from 10 to close is the music of Swipe Right. Always no cover at the Lansdowne Pub.
Never cover. Always free. Always a lot of fun.
And James does accept tips.
We do.
He does accept food.
I do.
So, you know, whatever.
Kind of tips.
Depends on the size.
I told him not to walk in front.
She set it up. I had to go with it. I apologize.
Jesus, I told him not to walk in front of a moving bus, but that one just beat everything.
I just make sure I don't get lost in the Mohegan Sun back rooms at the end of the night. That's all. You know, the hallways in the back that we got to walk
The
through.
catacomb.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that's-
always I'll just see if anybody responds before I start walking.
So yeah,
Play it safe.
if you're looking for a good thing to do, fun thing to do, looking for a good time, come to the Lansdowne Pub,
And-
upper level,
What the
Mohegan Sun.
Fuck
Yeah.
is on my notebook?
What?
Oh. And anyways.
Did you drop an F-bomb?
So
No.
Thursday nights,
Yes.
she did. She totally did.
What is that?
So Thursday nights,
I don't see anything.
this Thursday, what
It's
is
like a
the?
coffee stain.
That's not coffee.
What the fudge is going on?
Oh, this Thursday night, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I love the
Tastes
90s.
like coffee.
Yes. So we got special guests all in the casino, and maybe they'll stop by. You never know. who's gonna
Vanilla
stop by.
Wait a
Ice,
second,
naughty
wait
by
a
nature.
second.
Yes, Vanilla Ice.
Wait a second.
What?
Are they going to
What?
be at Lansdowne or are they just in the casino?
Don't worry
All
about
right, you know, I'm just going to man the door with Jim.
it. Why don't you come down on
I'm done
Thursday
on
and
Thursday
find
night.
out?
I don't have my kids, so I think I'm just going to come. Ooh, is that a good idea? Thursday?
Yeah,
That's too.
yeah.
I'm there.
Okay, yeah, all right, good idea.
I'm there. He's there.
Perfect.
I am actually going to try to get Vanilla Ice up to Lansdowne.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to be there. What time should I be there?
And, well, he starts at 9:30.
You? All right, I'll be there at 9:30.
So
Yes.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach him how to sing a song because, you know, I do a better job.
He's talking about Vanilla Ice, not me.
Ice, baby. Boom,
So are
boom,
you gonna
boom,
go to the
boom,
Wolf
boom.
Den and talk to him beforehand?
He's not in the Wolf Den. He's in the arena.
Oh, they're in the arena.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
If it doesn't
Yeah,
happen, ladies and gentlemen,
that
we'll
was-
blame it on Jim.
What's in this coffee?
Yeah, and blame it on me. Everybody else.
Why don't we just call him right now?
Call who?
Call him up, Keith. Find his number.
Write down the number and send it to me.
We'll call him right now.
Yeah,
and
call down Vanilla Ice's number.
Call Vanilla Ice.
The hell's his- what is his real
FaceTime
name?
him.
Oh my god.
I used to know that.
Wrinkles Fifth. I don't know. Something Wrinkle.
Vanilla
Von
Ice?
Wrinkle? It's like Von.
Von,
he's got
yeah,
a
something
weird- yeah,
Von
look it up.
Winkle, Von Wrinkle.
Matt, Mike Von. No.
It's not Mike. It's not Matt. It's like Charlie.
Charlie
It's not
Von.
Charlie. Hold on.
It's Chet. Chet.
He was born as
A man?
Robert Matthew Van Winkle. I knew Matthew was in it.
Robert Matthew
Robert
Van
Matthew
Winkle.
Van Winkle. I knew Matthew was in it.
Van Wrinkler.
So, yep, we will try to get him out of the Mohegan Sun Arena and into Lansdowne Thursday night.
This Thursday night.
Means
He will be
Who
there.
wants to be my date to Lansdowne? Because my ass is not walking through the casino by myself. Raise your hand.
No,
Oh my gosh, we have a caller.
Wow.
no, it's Vanilla Ice. I told you.
Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah,
Doom, 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 doom.
that was creepy.
What was that?
I said he wants to love me.
Keith, what just happened?
Wow.
I think they said that I think they said I was watching you.
Stop it. That's not fun. This is not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny.
All right, so to answer the question that was thrown out earlier as to what does Project Arrowhead stand for? Project Arrowhead, the paranormal group that I belong to, is Arrowhead Paranormal.
And to keep the theme going, we named this Project Arrowhead.
Right. And if you watch the Stephen King movie, The Mist, the military operation was known as Project Arrowhead.
Oh, see, that's why it sounded familiar. That's one of my favorite songs.
Don't.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, that song.
Movie.
Don't touch
Yep.
my pen.
So
I didn't touch a pen.
keeping along with the paranormal because, I mean, if you haven't seen The Mist, it's basically about it's a paranormal type thing. So we named the show Project Arrowhead. Now you know.
The more you know.
That was a really good movie. That is one of my
Did
favorites.
you see the TV show they made out of it?
No.
The Mist? Oh my gosh,
yeah.
it's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
but
on my list, so I can watch it. Get it? List, Mist.
it's on there. But I
Netflix.
will tell you that they freaking don't end it because it got canceled. So you get all set, you get
man.
into it. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. And
Why'd
then
they
you
cancel
see
it?
that
How many
I don't know, they
seasons?
cancel all the good
Just
shows.
the first
They
season?
canceled
Just
The
one season.
Punisher.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, Punisher
That's what I'm-
sucks. But
Punisher was
Gotham, though,
good.
they stopped Gotham, and that was better. than
dude,
Punisher.
I love Gotham.
Gotham was better than
But
Punisher.
I found out why they canceled Gotham.
Yeah, you told me.
And it's kind of a pissy reason. I do not like the reason why they canceled Gotham. And the
It's
reason
Disney, right?
the reason why they canceled Gotham is because Disney purchased Fox.
That's why The Punisher was canceled too.
Yep, and
That's why all of it was.
Disney is Marvel Comics.
Yep.
Yeah, Marvel
Yeah,
Comics.
Yep.
So anything having to do with DC,
Was out.
they got rid of. So that's why they got rid of it.
That's horrible.
And it angers me because that was, I mean, it was one of the highest rated shows. I've never seen a show that was rated that high get canceled. All because of the almighty dollar.
Hey, you know what? Though maybe Netflix or somebody else would pick it up.
I
Well,
mean,
WB, why don't they just bring it back to them?
I don't know.
Like, they still have a channel, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe that's what's going to end up happening.
And I mean, they have a slot because after 15 seasons, Supernatural is over.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah, that place. Eh.
They announced.
I didn't watch that show though.
Love that show.
Why
love
do you
it.
care?
Love it.
That's
Love it.
canceling.
They announced
They had
that.
some really good memes. I'm just saying.
You can still make a meme when the show won't be there.
Yeah, they announced that this will be their last season.
Oh, they announced that all together too on a
Yeah.
video.
Yep.
Poor little Bruce Wayne.
So Gina Bellina, what are we talking about today?
Well, first of all, we're gonna start with Gina's Corner.
Oh, we're going to start with Gina's Corner. Ladies
kind of
and
a-
gentlemen, Gina's Corner. Sorry, I had to give you an introduction.
I like that. It's like a newscast.
We got screwdrivers.
That's not part of my corner. So anyway, basically, I want to start with Gina's Corner because I want to make it very clear that no means no. I know we've had this conversation before on other shows about different. Sorry, I'm multitasking about different subjects, but I want everybody to know that no means no. And when somebody doesn't listen to the word no, and they take from you something that doesn't belong to them, do not. Brittany said Gina LMAO. Brittany, what was so funny? What did I say?
You said something earlier. I don't remember. I don't know if it was the F-bomb or what it was.
Oh, probably. Anyway, don't ever be ashamed if you say no and something's taking from you anyway. Because once you say no, you're putting up a boundary that is not allowed. And when somebody does something against that, they're doing something wrong. And most of the time people feel bad or ashamed or, embarrassed. And they mostly make themselves out to be the reason it happened, when that is not what happened at all. Oh, I look like I was going to kill the guys. I don't remember. Again, I don't know why, but it's fine. So anyway, Gina's Corner, we're just talking because no means no. And that's it. And I think I'm going to get a tattoo that says that. I'll cross my forehead so people know. That's it.
Is that?
Yeah.
That's it for Gina's Corner.
Wow, that was it. Yeah, I think so. I was just distracted. Will you stop touching things, Keith?
Yeah. And I will reiterate, no means no.
Literally. No means no. I don't think there's anything clearer that you could say. No, don't do that. Stop. But then I guess that means it already started, so no should just mean no in general. I don't know, that's just me. I feel like that's probably just me.
No, that's not just you. That's
absolutely
everybody. I don't think anybody else would say and otherwise.
Who knows? I'm so confused.
There's no excuses for stuff like that, so.
No, there's not. I know there's a few people listening that probably already know, but...
Yeah, they know the situation. And if they follow you on Facebook, they know.
If they follow me on Facebook, then you guys will know why I'm making it very clear that no means no. Oh my god, this has a little door. Hi, George! Do you know who George is?
Who's George?
George worked with Zach from... What is it? Ghost Adventures.
Ghostbusters?
No, Ghost Adventures.
Ghost Adventures.
He did
Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call?
He did a show with them. He investigated a place with them. I love George to death. He's so
Cool.
sweet.
George can come do an investigation with us.
Yeah. George, where are you from? He's not from here. I think he might be from California.
Speaking of California, as most of you know, we were in the finals to be on a new TV show that A&E was doing about the paranormal. We made the final cut, but unfortunately, we were not selected for season 1. However, if it gets picked up for a season 2, we are in the running. And I mean, it was nice. They were going to fly us out to Hollywood. We were going to be out there for about 2.5 weeks. We were going to film the entire first season. But good luck to the group that was selected. I don't know who it is. They didn't tell us. And hopefully we'll be out there for season 2.
Yes. Season 2, Jim. You gotta let them mess up the first season, and then you guys come in and show them how good
Yeah, right.
they could have had it. That's what
Okay.
you gotta do. That's life.
Okay, now that I'm all spun up, Gina, what are we talking about today?
We're gonna talk about Gypsy Rose, right? Is that what you guys want to do?
Yeah. What's it called? Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
Yeah, Munchausen.
She was munching?
I mean, she might be in prison right now.
All
What?
right.
This is the girl that killed her mom
Correct.
because her mom abused her whole life.
Yeah, wait, backtrack though. We're going to talk about what Munchausen syndrome by proxy is first.
All right, so go dictionary.
What? I have notes.
Gina
Yeah,
has
go.
I always have notes,
Gina-
guys. Look.
Look at
Always
that.
so prepared.
She's official.
Yeah, she is. She does
Little-
great.
little-
Always. I
notebook.
always. I just
very-
bought this notebook yesterday. Let's keep in mind, I just bought this yesterday because I was so excited. I needed a little pick-me-up.
Backpack.
I needed a little pick-me-up, and I went to Family Dollar to get Zowers because they're the only ones who sell them. And I found this, and it says, "Believe in your own magic," and it's sparkly. And I loved it, and then I got it home, and Rosalie scribbled on it.
Who's that devil?
My 2-year-old.
Oh.
So she scribbled on this, and I mean, I guess she made a pretty picture for me, but at least she didn't draw my pictures in my notes. Anyway, okay, so what is happening? Okay. Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
Proxy. We got you.
Blub, blub, blub.
Is also called fictitious disorder imposed on another. It is so Munchausen syndrome by proxy is derived from regular Munchausen syndrome. However, the deception does not involve themselves, so they're not the ones that are making themselves out appear sick or with medical problems or whatever. It's always somebody under their care. So it's never somebody close to them. Like, I wouldn't ever impose it on you or you. It would be somebody
Because
like...
we're not close.
We are close enough for me to punch you right now. So, it's always somebody under their care. So mostly if you're a daycare provider or a babysitter or a mother or an aunt or, somebody, especially like if an older sibling has to take care of their younger siblings, it can happen. Just because, especially if they've been through so much. Hi, Callie girl. Okay, so it's primarily distinguished from other forms of abuse or neglect by the motives of the perpetrator. In a handful of high-profile cases, mothers who have had several children die from sudden infant death syndrome, which is also known as SIDS, have been declared to have Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Based on MSBP, which is what it's called for short, based on an MSBP testimony of an expert witness, they were tried for murder, convicted, and imprisoned for several years. In some cases, that testimony was later impeached, resulting in the exoneration of those defendants, which, whatever. Sometimes some things I agree with, some things I don't. Side note, did you know Eminem was part of this?
Like evidence
what?
of candy?
Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
No, I had no idea.
Yep. When I was looking up history on it, he's one of the ones that when he was raised, his mom always took him to the doctors to have tests done, and and he was always made to seem sick, and he was always on medication, and when he got older, he wasn't. There was nothing wrong with him. None of those cases were true. So he had a slight touch of it. Yeah, I know. I
had no
Maybe
idea.
I
that's
had
why
no
he hates
idea
his
because
mom.
I think because
He
this
hates
is
his mom.
He does hate his mom.
that's true, and he even says it in I'll have to look it
All
up.
of his songs.
Yeah, yes.
Cleaning out. He's talked about cleaning out
Cleaning
my
out the
closet. Yeah.
That's the one. That's
Yeah.
what was he referenced. Why are you doing that? That's not Callie. That's just you being annoying.
Yeah, Keith. Stop being annoying with your meowing before we kick you out of your own
We're
studio.
trying to do a show over here. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but
Yeah. Stop stroking your cat.
Oh no.
He was trying to clean out his closet.
Okay, so rapper Eminem has spoken out about how his mother would frequently take him to hospitals to receive treatment for illnesses that he did not have. His song, Cleaning Out My Closet, includes a lyric regarding the illness. Going through public housing systems, victim of Munchausen syndrome. My whole life I was made to believe I was sick when I wasn't till I grew up and blew up. His mother's illness resulted in Eminem receiving custody of his younger brother, Nathan. So that...
Yeah.
He was part of that, and that he actually makes a reference to Munchausen syndrome in that song. So I thought that was pretty cool because you don't really... Nobody's really heard about this other than because of the Gypsy Rose trial, because of the HBO documentary Mommy Dead and Dearest, and now the Hulu series The Act. It's just continuing to blow up.
I'm surprised that Eminem didn't bring a light to it. Yeah, no, it's... As I read it right now, it's pretty complex. But it's all, what is it? It's a disorder, though,
So-
on the moms, right?
In a handful of... Oh, hold on, let me finish. In MSBP, a caregiver makes a dependent appear to be ill, either mentally or physically, in order to gain attention. So basically, it's just an attention-seeking thing. In Gypsy's case, her mother, Dee Dee, won a lot of free things. Won a lot of trips, make a wish, got a house built for her, car, medical equipment for Gypsy. Things like they were given all of these big-time things.
perks.
Wow.
Perks,
Like
basically.
benefits.
Yeah, they were
kind of
getting...
working the system a little bit.
Eminem is a
Oh,
bright man.
there
not
was
given
no
enough
little
credit for
bit
his
about
spots. You're right,
it.
George.
It was they were milking.
Now, but she was not doing this intentionally. She was doing it because she had a disorder, the mom. Right? Is she had that disorder, or that's what they're...
No, that's what
the child went
the
through.
Munchausen syndrome by proxy is her mom giving it to her. So she's
Okay.
getting it because her mother's imposing it on her. If her mother had it, it would just be Munchausen syndrome. She would be making it appear like she's sick so that she could get attention. But because she had a younger daughter, she made it so that... Because more people have more sympathy for an older woman if a kid is involved. So if she came
Yeah.
out and was like, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, pay attention to me, eventually they'd get bored of it. Like, okay, well, now you're just asking for attention. But when it comes to the...
Because you have a kid involved.
Right,
yeah.
because when it comes to the fact that she had a kid involved, it was more so, I'm just going to use her to my benefit. I'm just going to...
But is that the sickness, though, or is that her mom just knowingly know what's going on and she's just abusing everything?
It's a form of abuse.
Okay.
Yep. So it says the caregiver systematically misrepresents symptoms to fabricate signs. They manipulate lab tests or even purposely harm their victim. Harmful actions can include poisoning, suffocation, infection, or physical injury.
Oh, wow.
So to make, for example, to make Gypsy sick, she could have given her Pine Sol mixed in her soup. And it would make her throw up. It would give her diarrhea. It would make her lose weight. So now something's wrong. Now she has anorexia. Now she has to go to the hospital. She has to get tested for all these things. Because anorexia is... These symptoms are situational.
Yeah.
They're subjective to what's happening. So if she goes to the hospital and says, I've been feeding her, she's been eating, but she's losing weight and she's sick, she has anorexia, well, she's going to be treated and given those medications.
And then that's just going to worsen it.
Exactly, because she doesn't need those medications because she's not anorexic. She's just being poisoned. So it said studies have shown that a mortality rate between 6 and 10% for this illness or this abuse is making it perhaps the most lethal form of abuse. At the time of diagnosis, the average age of persons affected was 4 years old. The average duration from onset of symptoms, quote unquote symptoms, to diagnosis is 22 months, where as far as, Dee Dee Blanchard and Gypsy Rose goes, it was a lot further. Which I just saw in popular culture, Munchausen syndrome by proxy plays a key role in Gillian Flynn's 2006 debut novel, Sharp Objects. and it's 2018 HBO TV miniseries adaptation. Now, I really want to read that book because I love Gillian Flynn. I read one of her books, but I can't think of the name of it. Gillian Flynn. She wrote something. It also says the film The Sixth Sense depicts a mother pouring pine sol into her daughter's soup, poisoning her in order to keep her sick. It eventually results in the daughter's death as she succumbs to the illness her mother caused. Even after this, at the funeral, it is mentioned that the younger sister is also beginning to get sick, implying the mother is repeating this process before a tape proving her guilt is presented and she is confronted by her husband. The Sixth Sense is one of my favorite movies, so you don't really notice that this is something that is an actual problem until you find out, like, this whole Gypsy Rose thing brought everything to light, and now you see in like past history,
like other
things that
people
are
were
happening.
affected, but it just wasn't as like a larger scale, like
Yeah.
as far as attention-wise media.
By the time of diagnosis, 6% of affected persons were dead, mostly from apnea, which is 26.8% of the cases, anorexia or feeding problems, which is 24.6% of the cases, diarrhea, which is 20%, seizures, which is 17.5%, cyanosis, which is blue skin, which is 11.7%, behavior issues, which is 10.4%, asthma is 9.5% of cases, allergy is 9.3%, and fevers are 8.6%. So other symptoms include failure to thrive, vomiting, bleeding, rash, and infections. Many of these symptoms are easy to fake because they are 100% subjective, like I just said. So you can go in and say, oh, my child keeps puking. I don't understand why she's so sick.
Thank you, George.
You're welcome, George. I love him. So you can go in and be like, well, my daughter won't stop puking. We don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give her anti-nausea medications.
Mm-hmm.
Those are subjective. You can't prove that somebody puked or not.
Right.
If I said to you, I just went into Keith's bathroom and puked, other than you hearing me or not hearing me, there's no proof. You can't go in there and be like, all right, well.
But yeah, we're not going to go and get DNA off the toilet bowl.
And you're not going to check my throat to see if
Right.
it's raw. You're not going to. There's nothing that like. So it's subjective. It's very easily faked. So about half of the affected have siblings. 25% of known siblings were dead, and 61% of siblings have similar symptoms, similar to the affected or that were otherwise suspicious. So just like it just said in The Sixth Sense.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Gypsy didn't have any siblings, did she?
No. Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No. But like in The Sixth Sense, the daughter dies, and then the younger sister also starts getting sick because the mom just keeps it going.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like an addiction. Because you're craving that attention that you're getting, the perks that you're getting, the, kind word. Like, these people become addicted to that, so they keep it going.
But they're not consciously keeping it going. They're subconsciously, right?
No.
They're not aware that they're like, oh, my kid's not sick.
No.
Yeah, don't they think that the kid is actually sick at that point because they trick themselves into thinking?
Because they've done it so long, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But they're still not innocent for it. Like, they know.
Well, I know they're not innocent, but they're not like, hey, I'm going to say his leg is broken today
Yes,
so I can get some free pizza.
Dee Dee
right?
Blanchard knew.
Yes, she knew.
Like, she knew
Without a doubt,
100%,
100%.
was capable of knowing,
She
all right,
knew
yeah,
that
I'm
she
doing
was
this to my kid.
Yeah, she knew she was. I mean, the money was coming in. She was getting all kinds of perks and benefits, and yeah, she absolutely knew what she was doing.
Yeah, and it says mothers are the perpetrators 76.5% of the cases, and the father only 6.7%. And
You hear that, ladies?
most people who suffer present about 3 medical problems in some combination of the 103 different reported symptoms. Aside from the motive, which is to gain attention or sympathy, another feature that differentiates this from a typical child abuse is the degree of premeditation involved. Mm-hmm. There is so much premeditation. Most physical abuse cases entails lashing out at a child due to a behavior. So if they bedwet, you lash out, you hit them. If they're crying and they won't stop, you shake them, you hit them, you kick them. Like, that's where shaken baby syndrome comes from.
Yep.
Most of the time, people just get so angry because, and I get it, as a mom, I get it. Like, when I was, when I had newborns, I suffered from postpartum depression, and there were times when it just got to me so bad, it was like, I don't know how people can do this. But I would never, ever hit my kids. But that's where it comes from. They have this, every action has an opposite reaction. So these kids are acting on how they feel, they're crying, and these parents are reacting by hitting them. Where this takes far more premeditation than hauling off and just hitting somebody. It's very thorough. And And assaults on an MSVP victim is usually unprovoked and planned. So, the perpetrators tend to switch medical providers frequently until they find one willing to meet their level of need, which is also known as doctor shopping or hospital hopping. So that's what Dee Dee did. She flew all over the country until they got that house that was given to them by Habitat for Humanity.
Well, what really helped was the fact that they were in Hurricane Katrina.
Yep.
They lost their house. They lost everything.
Yep.
All the medical records were gone. So that also enabled her by going to different doctors.
Yep. And it played a huge part in her being able to get away with it. Mm-hmm. Because if you said, I was part of Hurricane Katrina, we just moved, all of the medical records got destroyed in the hurricane, what are they going to say? Mm-hmm. Go get them back? That doesn't happen. You can't do that. It's no different than a fire. You lose all of your possessions. You lose everything. You have to start over from scratch. So that's how she's doing. That's how she got away with it.
And it actually started in New Orleans or Louisiana, wherever she was from. She had Gypsy's father convinced that it was a premature birth and that she suffered brain damage
from it,
from the premature birth.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't even know if she was actually a preemie. But
trying to be serious here, it's not happening.
Yeah, where's my food? Why didn't I get a food?
That's where it started.
Girl privilege.
My facts.
Started with the whole brain damage from the premature.
I just wrote that down, actually.
No, Bruno said two can keep the secret if one of them's dead.
Why is he quoting Pretty Little Liars?
Yo, high five! I'm so glad you knew that.
That was my
man.
show. That was my show. And then American Secret Life for American Teenager.
Yes.
After the brain damage, it went to she had leukemia.
Yep, it tells me right here everything that she suffered.
Where she would shave her daughter's head.
Yeah.
Poison her to give her the appearance of having leukemia, which, you know, the vomiting and all of that. Then it went to asthma, muscular dystrophy.
Yep.
And
she always claimed she had the mental capacity of a 7-year-old due to that brain damage.
Mm-hmm. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there was like 6 more chronic illnesses that she
suffered from.
That she, quote unquote, suffered from. They showed her closet. Now, if you guys see the documentary on HBO.
So that's called...
R. Kelly coming out of the closet?
No! It's called Mommy Dead and Dearest.
Mommy Dead and Dearest.
Yep.
And there is also a TV series on Hulu. Now, Mommy Dead and Dearest is the documentary, so that's the accurate
real.
part.
They interview the dad.
Yep.
They are able to sit down with Gypsy. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you guys watch that documentary, if you guys do, which I highly, strongly suggest you, because I watched it and I loved it. And when that came out in 2015, I think it said? 2017? No, 2015 is when it happened.
2015 was when she was killed, so it had to be like 2017.
I think it was 2017. It sucked me in because, like, those kind of things that you don't... Yeah, it debuted on HBO on May 16th of 2017. Mm-hmm. When that first started showing, like, previews and stuff, obviously, if everybody knows me, whoever's listening knows. Hi, Chelsea!
Hey, Chelsea.
Minus the other man because I don't know him. Oh, she said, hey, bitches! And you. So...
Chelsea, that would be the casino's...
swear tonight?
That would be the casino's best DJ.
Female dogs.
DJ JPO.
Did you say the casinos? I wouldn't say I was the best.
Anybody who's watching
I'd say the greatest.
or listening that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with, like, serial killers and murder documentaries and, like, things like that. So anything that gets released on... Right now I'm currently watching a show on Netflix. It's called Murderous Affairs. And it is so good. It's got 3 seasons on there, and I'm only on season 1, episode, like, 14. So there's a lot of shows on there that, like, depict things like this. So when this started coming out and, like, the preview started coming out for HBO... I was instantly drawn to it because it's such an interesting story. You don't, like we just said, you don't hear about Munchausen at all. Mm-hmm. It's not something that is talked about on a day-to-day basis. It's not like murders. It's not like serial killers. It's not like sexual assault cases. It's not like things that are so mainstream that we just kind of we're used to it. This is something that turned everybody's head. Like, how can that happen? How can
Right.
a little girl be so convinced that something's wrong with her, or the older she got, but it's because her mom sheltered her so much. She had to be in a wheelchair. She couldn't go places by herself. She wasn't allowed to have a phone or a computer. Like, when she got the computer, she had to sneak on it.
Yeah. Like I was saying a minute ago about the medications.
Sorry about that, James.
If you watch the documentary,
He's got a crush on me.
you can see
Figured.
the closet, and it's an actual closet full
What flavor?
Bread pudding.
What was it full of, Keith?
medications. It was, I mean, just shelf after shelf after shelf of medications that
Well, it didn't touch him.
she was keeping these kids
Was
on.
he shooting up at us?
He thought that it hit you. Like, he said sorry.
I opened a bottle and the seal went flying off into the air somewhere. over
Yeah,
to
you
your
actually hit
side.
me. I'm going to sue you. My lawyer, I'm
assault.
texting my lawyer right now.
Battery. The cure for this is to separate the victim from the child completely. However, in some cases, even when the child's removed, they sometimes grant parental visits, but that's mostly a disastrous outcome for the kids.
Right.
The perpetrator may abuse another child, a sibling, or other child in the family if the other child's taken. Because now they don't have that. Like I said, it's like an addiction. If somebody's addicted to cocaine and you take the cocaine away from them, they're going to go find something else, or they're going to go find more. So that's what their biggest fear is when they separate them. Long-term emotional effects are expected, which, with any kind of trauma, that's what you would expect. Flashbacks, the fear of certain things. A lot of people afterwards are really hesitant on going to the doctors because of the lack of trust. Because most doctors go off of what they're told.
Exactly.
So if you go in and say, I'm suffering from a really bad pain in my side, a really bad pain in my stomach, and they do scans and they don't figure it out, they give you medication still because they're just going off based off of symptoms. So when I went in, for example, when I had endometriosis and I didn't know what it was, I was really young, I think I was 16 or 17, I went in because I was having such bad pain in my stomach. And I was at my junior prom. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe without hurting. I was crying. And so my best friend at the time called my mom. His girlfriend sat with me. She came and got me. And we went to the hospital and they did a whole bunch of scans and everything and couldn't find anything. But because of where the most pain was located on my stomach in that region, they gave me antacids because they thought it could be my gallbladder. And they thought that I had really bad indigestion. So from then on out, they just tagged me with, well, you have gallbladder problems. So then they were giving me medication for that because they're going based off of symptoms. If you can't, endometriosis is not something that you will
Right.
find unless you go in and physically see. You can't find the tissue growth on scans, ultrasounds, nothing. You have to physically do exploratory surgery to go in and see how bad it is and where it is.
Right.
And since nobody did that, there was nothing on the scans. They're just going off based on my quadrant where my pain was. They gave me indigestion medication. So it's no different than Gypsy's mom going in with no record saying, well, this is what she had before.
Right, but Gypsy wasn't the one that was saying this hurts, this hurts, this
No, her
hurts.
mother was.
It was her mother. And I'm not going to take... I'm not going to let the doctors off the hook because they should have run tests. You know what I mean?
I think they may have.
There was one doctor who finally
knew?
started to catch on and was like, has anybody tested her
Yeah.
or checked her background or...
I wanted to add that earlier on, but like I haven't been following the story like you guys have. But that makes me mistrust doctors even more. I really don't like doctors, but for them to like go in there so many times for different things, and the doctor's just like, "All right, here you go, take this, you're fine," or take that, and like, how could they not catch on?
Exactly.
Like, how could they not? And you know that they're just there for the money at that point, because if you brought in somebody multiple times, like me, I have like real concerns. I go in and my doctor laughs at me, and I'm just like, bro, I'll see you in the parking lot. But like, you know, he laughs about that stuff, and then like you get this lady who brings in her kid, which the kid is young, right? How old was the kid when it started? Do you know?
Infant.
So you would think they'd be like, what's going on with this baby? Like, why is this lady bringing the baby in with all these problems? You know, and maybe newborns and stuff like that. Maybe, you know, there's issues so that they wouldn't look at it. But as a baby becomes older,
I mean,
like, wouldn't they have red flags and be like, wow, this kid...
they
this
put
mother.
a feeding tube in her So she was eating nothing by mouth. They said she was allergic to sugar. She had an EpiPen in case she consumed sugar.
And none of that was true?
No.
No. Do you know why she was put in her wheelchair?
But why would the doctors do that, though? Why would they give them that's what I don't understand.
It was based off the mother saying that the medical records were lost in Katrina. This is what she's got, and they took her word for it.
Yep.
Wow.
She falsified a lot of documentations.
Or hopefully they
Yep.
got some jail time.
So,
on that.
She's dead.
No, I mean like
No, the doctors.
and stuff.
Oh no,
They
the
can't.
doctors have not been held responsible.
they can't be
yet.
held responsible.
Why not?
Because she orchestrated it. Because she orchestrated it in fake documents, and they can't prove that documents were true or not.
Wow.
Yep. So she was put in a wheelchair for most of her life.
Yeah, I was
And a
told
walker.
that. And she can actually walk, right?
Do you know
Yep.
why she was put in that wheelchair?
Because doctors.
No, because she was on her grandfather's motorcycle and she had a minor accident, got a scrape on her knee, and so her mother said that was the visible sign of injuries and would require several surgeries to be treated properly. So then she was confined to a wheelchair, although he saw signs, which is a nephew.
Yeah. He saw signs of it.
He saw signs that she was indeed healthy enough to walk on her own.
Yeah, the muscle tone was all still there.
Yep.
People that are in a wheelchair, they lose muscle tone, they get atrophy, and there was none of it.
Yep. She didn't go to school after second grade. It was
Wow.
even as early as kindergarten. Her mother homeschooled her after that, supposedly because her illness was so severe, and she managed to learn and read on her own through the Harry Potter books. When Gypsy's father, Rod, had remarried, Claudine moved in with her father and stepmother, which Claudine is Dee Dee.
Right.
Dee Dee Blanchard's name was Claudine,
Claudine, yep.
just so you're on the same page.
And
I'm
that's
trying to
the
keep
mom,
it-
right?
That's the mom.
That
Yeah.
some
So
She has two names.
once Gypsy's dad remarried, she moved in with her father and stepmother. They would later claim that she was preparing food for her stepmother, poisoned it with that Roundup weed killer, leading to her own chronic
my
illnesses.
God.
Right. During that time, she was arrested for several other minor offenses, including writing bad checks. When they began to regularly confront her about her treatment of Gypsy and express suspicion about her role, she left with Gypsy. And her stepmother's health returned to normal shortly after she left. They lived in public housing. They paid their bills with public assistance. They went to go see various specialists, mostly at Tulane Medical Center, the Children's Hospital in New Orleans, seeking treatment and illnesses that she claimed Gypsy had. After Hurricane Katrina devastated them, they left their ruined apartment for shelter in Covington, set up for individuals with special needs. Then she said Gypsy's medical records, including her birth certificate, had been destroyed in the flooding, and this is where she got away with making her younger than what she was.
Yep.
They rented a home in Aurora in the southwestern area of Missouri. During the time there, Gypsy was honored, and the foundation basically advocates rights for feeding tube recipients, and she ended up being the Child of the Year. Habitat,
wow.
Habitat for Humanity built them a small home with a wheelchair ramp and a hot tub as part of a larger project on the north side of Springfield, and then they moved there. The story of a single mother with severely disabled daughter forced to flee Katrina's devastation received considerable local media attention, which is what they wanted. And she ended up changing her name to Claudiana, which she ended up changing to Dee Dee. She got a lot of support, free flights to see doctors in Kansas City, free trips to Walt Disney World, backstreet
And
passes.
nobody ever double checked this?
So suspicions, now we're getting to that. Medical interventions continued. She used physical abuse to control her daughter, always holding her daughter's hand in the presence of others. When Gypsy said something that either suggested she was really not sick or seemed above her perverted mental capabilities, she recalls that her mother would give her a very tight squeeze. When the two were alone, Dee Dee would strike her with open hands or coat hanger.
Wow.
She had some of Gypsy's saliva glands treated with Botox, then extracted altogether to control her drooling, which Gypsy later claimed her mother had induced by using a topical anesthetic to numb her gums before doctor's visits so she would drool on purpose.
Oh my God.
Tubes were implanted in her ears to control her myriad purported ear infections, which she didn't have. Bernardo Flasterstein, a pediatric neurologist who saw Gypsy in Springfield, became suspicious of her muscular dystrophy diagnosis. He ordered MRIs and blood tests, which found no abnormalities at all. After contacting Gypsy's doctors in New Orleans, he learned that Gypsy's original muscle biopsy had come back negative, undermining her self-reported diagnosis of muscular dystrophy as well as her claim that all Gypsy's records had been destroyed by flooding. He suspected that the possibility of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, and Dee Dee contrived to gain access to the notes and subsequently stopped taking Gypsy to see him, which is considered doctor shopping.
Yeah.
He did not follow up by reporting Dee Dee. He said that he had only been told by other doctors to treat her with a pair of golden gloves and doubted the authorities would believe him anyway. In 2009, an anonymous caller told the police about Dee Dee's use of different names and birth dates for herself and her daughter and suggested Gypsy was in better health than claimed. When they performed the resulting wellness check, Dee Dee's explanation that she used the misinformation to make it harder for her abusive husband to find her and Gypsy without checking the story out with Rod, and reported Gypsy seemed to genuinely be mentally handicapped and the file was closed. So, basically, she had an excuse for everything that they counter-argued.
And now, shortly after that, and Leah pointed this out to me, so I was kind of prepared for it when I was watching the show. When you have a feeding tube, you're not using your teeth. She would go off. She realized that she was at a party, eating cupcakes, and Dee Dee freaked out and slapped the cupcake out of her hand and injected her with the EpiPen. Well, they did a test, and it showed that she wasn't allergic to sugar. So she'd go in and she'd sneak out. I mean, she'd drink like a 2-liter bottle of Coke. She'd eat ice cream.
Yep.
Well, that combined with the fact that she wasn't using her teeth, all of her teeth rotted. She went in thinking that they were going to fix her teeth, and they extracted all of them.
Yep.
Took every single tooth out.
Yep. Kelly.
So what ended up happening? She just ended up just killing her?
Nope. So she actually ended up getting a computer?
Laptop, yep.
A laptop?
Wow. You noticed the cat, but you don't even notice I'm missing for a good 10 minutes.
Nobody
No,
cares.
nobody cares.
I actually, while you guys were doing the show, I went off and put a pork roast in the crock pot and chopped up potatoes.
Gross.
Didn't even know I was gone.
Wow, look, he's providing a place to do the show and dinner.
Right.
So nice of him.
Gross.
So
Yeah, so she got a laptop, you said, and then she did research on this and then realized that
No.
wasn't.
So while those close, so the growing independence of Gypsy is the next section.
Yeah.
While those close to Gypsy still believe she was a teenager, by the 2010s, she was in fact an adult and beginning to test the limitations of her mother's scheme. A neighbor recalls an incident after 2009 or 2010 where Gypsy showed up at her door one night without her wheelchair, seeking a ride to a local hospital to visit a man whom she shared a romantic interest. The man had been assaulted in an unrelated incident. However, there were people familiar with Gypsy's medical history who found that he was taking advantage of a mentally challenged underage girl. At the hospital, she produced a birth certificate that gave her the correct date of birth, proving she was of legal age. Dee Dee went to the hospital and she said that the birth certificate was an incorrect version issued after Katrina, apparently proving it was the real birth certificate, in quotes, giving a more recent birth date. Gypsy was made to apologize to all present. Since 2001, she started attending science fiction and fantasy conventions, sometimes in costume, since she could blend in, even in her wheelchair. At an event in 2011, she made another attempt to escape that ended with her mother found her in a hotel room with a man she had met online. She proved that she was younger by giving that fake birth certificate again. And then around 2012, who continued to use the internet after her mother had gone to bed to avoid her tightened supervision, made contact online with Nicholas Godejohn. Godejohn, is that how you pronounce it?
Godejohn, yep.
Whatever. A man around her age from Big Bend, Wisconsin. She claimed they met on a Christian singles group, which I didn't know, a Facebook page from that year with their names combined.
I didn't know that either.
Godejohn had issues of his own, a criminal record for indecent exposure, and a history of mental illness. Started at times to be either dissociative identity disorder or autism. In 2014, she confided to her neighbor, who was unaware that Gypsy was really close to her in her own age, considered herself a big sister, that she and Godejohn had discussed eloping and even had chosen names for potential children. Gypsy had 5 separate Facebook accounts.
Wow.
Their exchange, sometimes using BDSM elements, which Gypsy had since claimed was more what he was interested in. The next year, Gypsy arranged and paid for Godejohn to make her mother in Springfield. Her plan was for him to just bump into her while she and Dee Dee were at a movie theater, both of them in costume, and apparently strike up a relationship. That way, then for her to introduce him to her mother would be easier. As soon as they did meet in person for the first time, Godejohn said Gypsy led him to the bathroom where the two had sex. She apparently did not find him as desirable in person as he had seemed online. She said later he was creepy, but they continued their interactions, however, and began developing their plan to kill Gypsy's mother.
Oh, so this whole time she knew she wasn't sick anymore. When she had this boyfriend.
Well, not the whole time.
Yeah, once she got the boyfriend, after a while she figured it out.
Yeah,
and,
but once she started getting older and her mom was telling her, you still need a feeding tube, let me still shave your head. Like, when she got a hold of the internet, she knew that leukemia, you need medication.
I don't know what's going on in this video, but I think this is going to be the next topic. I just saw this on my Facebook. This is horrible.
No, and I
What
just
is
see-
this?
I don't know,
What
but
is
that's
this?
one of those things you can't unsee.
What
Dang it.
is this Facebook?
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh my god! I don't know. I exited out of the screen.
That's
now.
why
I can't
you
find
shouldn't
it.
It
have
was
the internet.
James
I can't find
singing naked in the shower.
No, actually, that would be better than what this video
Yeah,
was.
I think I'd prefer that.
All right,
All right,
this
well,
is
I'll make sure I take a video tonight then.
this is where my opinion may not be the popular one.
Okay. Hi, Kylie. Hi. Okay. Pam said old news. We know. We're just discussing it because the act came out.
You're
No.
old news.
Do we know Pam?
I don't know. I don't know
You
any
know
of these
Pam?
people.
All right, Pam. You're old news.
You're old news, Pam.
The
Next.
You guys are not nice to your viewers.
Thank you.
I mean, what the hell
Next.
is wrong with you?
This is why they like us.
the fact
Yeah.
Because you're rude Connecticut bastards?
Yes.
Where were you from, Keith?
I don't want to be from here anymore.
The fact
Everyone's so
that-
mean.
Weren't you
Keith.
born down the street? Shh. Keith, get off our
The
show.
winter is coming.
Get out of my studio.
the fact that these guys planned over a period of time to kill the mother, there were other ways she could have got out of there.
Oh, yes.
I would have killed
Plenty
her.
of other. She could have contacted her father. Her father would have taken her in a heartbeat. But she chose to plan this entire thing. She handed him the knife when he came over. Mm-hmm. She planned the whole thing. Gave him the knife. She went and hid in the bathroom while this, we'll call him boyfriend, I guess, stabbed the mother, was it 15 times, 14 times, in the back while she was asleep. Now, she covered her ears so that she didn't have to hear the screaming, which apparently she still heard.
Yeah.
My thing with that is, yeah, she deserved jail time. I mean, granted, she went through hell. She was abused. She had no childhood. She lived a life of hell.
Yeah.
But if it was a spontaneous thing, then that's one thing.
She planned this.
But to plan it
Yeah,
and
but
have premeditated murder, that's what I have an issue with, because there were so many other ways she could have got out of this.
yeah, but you don't know what she was going through. So, for my stance on it, I think the mom deserved to die. But I think we should do like an eye for an eye. Like, I know that'll never happen because there's too much power that other people have that we don't have control over. But I feel like if somebody does something horrific to you, you should be able to do something at the same level. At least.
Yeah, but
you know what I
see-
mean? Like I think they should be like, all right, she abused you and did all this, ruined your life. Now she's dead. I think they should just wash her of the...
Pam said, screw you.
Oh, Pam.
Oh, man.
Pam.
So sorry, Pam. We love
Pam.
you. Pam.
Anna,
Damn.
Anna, what are you lost
That's
at?
old news. She said that yesterday.
She said that yesterday.
Anna, where are you
5
lost?
minutes ago.
Anna.
Anna's lost.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay?
Not Annie, Anna. You know Anna, she's one of the hostesses at Lansdale.
Annie, are you
You
okay?
just told her-
Are you okay?
So, see, I'm confused. I'm not confused as like I'm confused about this.
You're
I'm
just confused in
confused
general
because
life, yes.
if you just read about the murder, okay, I'm going to read just this part. If you just
Murder.
read this,
Murder.
without thinking about the past, like about thinking about what her mother did to her and the things that she suffered and like what she believed. It says, so after they returned home from a doctor's appointments, and her mom went to sleep. What's his name? Nicholas?
Yeah, I think so.
Nikolai?
Nicholas? No. Yeah,
Nicholas.
Nicholas. So her boyfriend went to their house. Gypsy allowed him in, gave him the duct tape, gloves, and a knife with the understanding that he would use it to murder her mother. She claimed later that she did not expect him to be able to do it. She hid in the bathroom, covered her ears. After he had stabbed her several times in her sleep, they had sex in Gypsy's room, took $4,000 in cash, which she had been keeping mostly from her ex-husband's child support checks, because they've been getting everything for free, and fled to a motel. They may have remained for several days while planning their next move. During that time, they were seen on security cameras. They mailed the murder weapon back to his home in Wisconsin, then took a bus there.
Yep.
So if you just read that specific part, it's a murder. It was premeditated.
Murder.
You did it. That's it.
Murder. Yeah, no, you're right. That's what the judge is looking at. He doesn't care about
Just
the
that
other
part.
stuff. Yeah, he
They
doesn't
don't
care about
because, like
the
you said,
other
there are other ways that you can do this. I think
stuff. I don't think that's how it should be, though, legally. But
I think being so convinced for 18 plus years of however old she was when this happened, because she was of age, I think it mentally messed her up so much that even though she knew this was partly wrong, I think she believed it was her only way out, because her mother had stopped her several times before. Her mother had intervened several times before when it was just her doing it.
Right.
So I feel like mother definitely... Okay, so Anna said mother definitely deserved what happened to her. The girl deserves no jail time, considering what her mother put her through is far worse than murder.
Who said that?
Anna.
Anna, yeah, she knows what's up.
Hey, we got breaking news about a fireworks extravaganza.
Fireworks extravaganza.
Why
Over
is
in
that?
Groton.
Why is that
Did you
breaking
just
news?
read my email that I sent you like 2 weeks ago?
No, I'm saying that at some point during the show you should promote it.
Oh yeah, we can advertise that later, but not.
Why,
I don't think
I-
it's appropriate to talk about when we're talking about murder and stuff like that.
like we're
I don't think
on
it's breaking
television
news.
I don't want to taint
is like
my event.
Breaking news, people! There is a firework extravaganza in
Family-
Groton, Connecticut,
Welcome
Family
to
Fun
Ion
Day.
Television.
As we
Murder,
talk
death,
about murder.
rape.
and fireworks show
And
to celebrate.
Coming
I-
up at 10.
I agree with you to an extent. The mother was sick. She had a disease. Did she deserve to die?
Yes.
Probably not. I mean, she probably should have been locked
jail for
away.
the rest of her
Murdered.
life.
No, see, that's
But-
another thing that we should stop doing.
What?
If you go to jail for something crazy, like I said,
Anna,
eye for an eye.
I'll take you to Sailfest, sweetheart.
Right, but
You don't want to go self.
you can't just kill somebody.
No, you
You
can't.
know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Had it been a mental breakdown, had she snapped during, like, the mother beating her or something like that, that's one thing.
Murder is murder is murder.
Then you can get away with it.
Unless it's self-defense, which this was not. It was premeditated. She wasn't
Mm-hmm.
doing anything to her at the time. Her mother didn't have her hands around. She was sleeping.
Yeah, it was strategically planned out. She's got to do time. There's no way, with everything that happened, that she couldn't do time.
Exactly. Exactly.
She got 10 years because she didn't actually do the murder. It was the boyfriend who's serving a life sentence plus 25.
Yep.
He sounds like a good boyfriend, though. I mean, I gotta admit, he did
He was
that for her.
convicted for first-degree murder and armed criminal action. Life in prison without parole. Plus 25.
Oh, Anna's interested in the fireworks.
That's what I just said. That's why I said I'd take her to Sailfest. And then
Yeah,
she
but you
said,
didn't
hell
say
yeah.
that. You didn't say that, Mama.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
she
did.
did.
I
No,
read
you
it.
didn't.
I'm interested in fireworks.
She
And I
did.
said, okay. When's this going back to the Gina and Jim show?
I'm adding. I told Jim, listen, when I got a call, I told Jim, I'll leave. I don't care.
No, I don't want you to leave.
No, I don't care. I'm done. I
You're
quit.
not. No!
But today's our last show for me. I'm done.
You're not.
I'm tired of you guys. I know I'm better than all of you, but I gotta let it go.
Thank you, Anna.
Well,
She said yes, she did. So,
I just added her
it
on
could
Facebook,
be.
I think.
It
Why'd
could
you add
be.
her?
Yeah,
Don't add
Anna.
her.
I know her.
She actually already added me. So,
I don't know her.
She was like,
But-
ooh,
yeah,
she
I've met
cute.
her.
Add. And then she's like, ew, no, don't. She's going to
She
gonna deny
couldn't.
it.
She
Nope,
couldn't play
she answered.
stupid, Anna, because she didn't have that mental capacity. You know, this was all.
Exactly. This was face value.
Yeah, it's not. you got to remember, she was 18 years old, and for the longest time, she was being portrayed as a 7-year-old kid.
Yep.
And she had...
You guys are justifying her murder, though, or you're against it.
But Gypsy urged Nick to use his phone to post 2 updates on her Facebook page so that people would discover her body.
Yeah.
She really did say, screw you. Bam, what's up, yo?
Steve says...
Her profile
Hold on,
says
there
fed
we
up.
go.
Well, for James, that would for you.
Mother was totally wrong, but allowing your boyfriend to stab your sleeping mom in the back while asleep, then having sex right after makes you just as sick
Facts,
as the
and
mother.
then stealing
exactly.
the money.
Wait, they had
That's
Exactly.
why.
They had
yeah, that's,
sex?
Yeah, they had sex in the bedroom right next
No,
door.
they did
Well,
not.
Yes, they did.
I just read it. What?
What?
Go to John, then stabbed Dee Dee several times in her sleep. The 2 had sex in Gypsy's room and then took $4,000 in cash. This is what happens when you don't pay attention.
Could she do all that if she can't walk?
You know what?
We already established that she
An A
could
and B
walk.
conversation.
Holy
See your way out of it.
Jesus. The other thing the mother was doing that we didn't touch on. I talked about the closet full of medications. You know how she had the closet full of medications? She was stealing the doctor's RX
Pads.
pad
Yes, I read
and
about that.
writing the prescriptions herself.
The mother was.
The mother
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
See, this is horrible. Like, the health system is horrible.
She would set a file down on top of the prescription pad, and then she would take it away.
Oh, my goodness.
Dee Dee's family in Louisiana, who had confronted her about the treatment of Gypsy years before, did not regret her death.
No. Oh my
Her
God! If you
father,
look,
stepmother, and the nephew who first shared details of Gypsy's actual health when she was first confined all later said that Dee Dee deserved her fate, and Gypsy had been punished as much as she needed to be. None of them would pay
Yeah.
for her funeral or even pick up her ashes. Her father and stepmother ultimately flushed them down the toilet.
yeah,
Wow.
Dee Dee's
They know
own
what's up,
father
though.
said she deserved what she got.
And they flushed him down the toilet? for
However, Gypsy's father is less critical. He thinks Dee Dee's problem was she started a web of lies and there was no escaping. It was like a tornado got started. He was happy the first time he saw the video of Gypsy walking under her own power. And she's now serving her sentence in...
She's engaged.
Yes, in Chillicothe Correctional Center.
She's engaged to the boyfriend, right? Not anybody else?
No.
What? Oh,
no.
my God. You girls are not loyal at all. Are you kidding me? So the dude killed? No, stop
What's up,
it.
Bear?
These
Stop
hoes
it.
ain't loyal.
Don't cut me off.
No,
you guys
they
cut me off.
ain't.
Listen, you're
No.
telling me that she's engaged to somebody else, not the guy who killed her mom for her?
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh my!
She
and
said-
see, and I thought my relationship status was
She said,
horrible.
F, I'm
That is-
same.
This
that
was-
is
F you,
legit.
you're in
This
life,
was a
I'm
guy
good.
she met while
Messed up.
in prison, and
No, that's
Yep.
horrible.
Yeah.
So hold on a second. So what happened to her relationship with her boyfriend that killed her mom?
nobody can. Dude, he's serving a life sentence plus 25 with no parole.
And then she was not
nobody
even-
can contact him.
She doesn't write him or nothing.
No.
Wow, she definitely used him. So that now you know what?
Oh
now
my
she
God.
deserves to be in jail.
She's only in jail
Hold
for
up.
10 years, though.
She
My
can't-
whole opinion just changed.
She
She
can't
threw him
have-
under the bus like
she
that.
cannot have contact with him.
Yeah,
not
but
allowed to.
no,
She's
she's
not allowed
engaged.
to.
It's a play. She manipulated him.
Oh.
How long ago did this happen?
2006. What? When she got engaged?
Yeah.
A month ago, maybe.
Okay, and then when did she go to jail? And she's kind of cute. I mean, it's weird, but she's kind of
She
cute.
has no.
I see a picture right now. She looks kind of cute in like a abused puppy dog.
Like
way.
in an abused kind of way, she looks cute. You're. Oh my.
She's cross-eyed.
I'd donate
She-
money.
Well, yeah. I mean, she actually is not.
She's 27-year-old.
Yeah, she's.
All right, listen.
She's not an ugly
When
girl.
did they go to jail? When did she kill the mom?
2015.
And then, so
She will
the boyfriend
be
went to
out.
jail in 2015.
She
No. The trial didn't happen.
2016, I believe, and you can watch the entire trial on YouTube.
I'm still caught up on this. Like, she just like
She-
broke up with him, and then now she's engaged to another guy. That I'm stuck on that. That
He's-
throws the whole.
Okay, work
whole
with me
thing
here,
off.
there, buddy. Work with me. He's serving a life sentence plus 25. So that means
Yeah, but she
even when
should
he's
still
dead,
at
he's still got to do another 25 years.
I'm
okay?
just saying though, she should still be like team whatever his name is. Hashtag.
Gypsy found the love of her life through a prison pen pal program and got engaged.
And then she's probably gonna abuse that guy.
Why would she abuse that guy? She was the one that was abused.
Another inmate was getting
Abused people
divorced and gave
abuse
her.
other people.
So another inmate was getting divorced and she gave Gypsy her ring.
She She's gotten an education while she was in jail. She studied photography. She discuttered.
Discuttered?
She
Sounds like you discuttered your.
He's visited her.
she studied cosmetology. She's a makeup artist. Hey, Amber, speaking of makeup artists. So we'll see. The father and the grandparents they're going to help her out as much as they can when she's out.
Blanche, she's actually not excited about. She's very unhappy with the Hulu series about her life.
Yeah.
Because she's not getting paid for it, probably.
No, it's got nothing to do with that.
It has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that
It's drama. There's stuff added in there that shouldn't be in there. The other one that's not happy with it is Aaliyah, who is the girl that lived across the street that befriended her. She said that
Aaliyah Woodmansey.
Yeah, she said there's a lot of inconsistency. Yes. Yeah, you get free education in jail.
Yep.
Well, depending on what you do.
Yep, she's getting her GED.
Yep.
It's not free. We paid for it. But yeah. It's not free.
True that.
We paid for it.
Jana said, I'm trying to go to jail then.
All right, I'll come arrest you later.
Yeah, she will be, when she gets out, she's going to be suing Hulu, and she's also going to be filing a lawsuit against the doctors. So...
Yeah, so none of them got in trouble at all?
Not yet.
I feel like that's horrible. So she's going to do
agree.
like a civil suit.
Agree.
A civil suit, but they're not going to have like federal charges or like anything like that brought up?
No, it's way too late. Way too late.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, any kind of...
Because they are responsible for giving her the stuff, I say. Like, who... Like they just come in and say she's got this order, and they're like, okay, I'm going to take this lady's word for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's some stuff.
I mean, that's how good of a liar the mother was.
Yeah, but the doctors should do their job.
I would have liked to have seen Dee Dee pay for what she did.
But why, though? Isn't that... Like, people going to jail for, like, these crazy acts. Is it really... I don't know, is it worse going to jail or dying?
It's worse going to jail.
Is it though? Nowadays they get like iPads and they get to call people for free. Aren't they just passing a law where they can make phone calls for free?
Anna, she's suing Hulu because of the inaccuracy of the portrayals.
So I was just looking up to see what happened to them.
Who?
To Nick and Gypsy.
Yep.
And it said Gypsy pled guilty for second-degree murder and is currently serving a 10-year sentence. She'll be eligible for parole. It says 2023, but it's really 2024. That's just a typo. And has made it clear that she and Godejohn are no longer together. He was very much like my mother in certain ways. Both of them were very controlling, and I feel like I was trained my whole life to do as I was told, and I feel like he wanted that for a girlfriend. Nick has since said that he's felt deserted by Gypsy. Unfortunately, because of how far I went, I feel as if she's betrayed me. I feel that she's abandoned me.
You know, that's probably because you're doing a life sentence plus 25.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
He,
And let's call a spade a spade. He's about as stable as a freaking as an ice cube out in the summer.
Yeah. He was convicted of first-degree murder in November, and then this year, in February, he was sentenced.
Mm-hmm. Anna, she should be.
Gypsy was reluctant to confess, but Godejohn told the authorities almost immediately. The truth is, okay, I'll admit it, I did actually stab her mom. So...
Gypsy's father was still living in Louisiana.
Yep.
He was snowballed just like everybody else. The mother kept saying that she had all this, all that. She had the fake paperwork. And anytime he would come to visit, she would either poison her or drug her so that it looked like, yeah, everything she was saying was true.
Right. And he wasn't allowed to have an extended period of time with her.
Yep.
Because with an extended period of time comes the wearing off of whatever was injected into her, given to her, consumed by her. Mm-hmm. And then those allegations would be false, and then he'd start to catch on. So he was very supportive when he was when the documentary came out on HBO. He was very sheltered, I guess, from her. Mm-hmm. He wasn't allowed to take part in a lot of things that were long term. He wasn't allowed to So, Amber, that'd be why he didn't say anything. Because everything proved to be true as far as what the mom was saying, because she was the primary caretaker. They lived so far away, which made it harder for him to be with her because they lived in in Massachusetts. So from Massachusetts to Louisiana, that's a far travel for somebody who has a consistent job.
Who lived in Boston?
They moved to Massachusetts.
Did they?
Yeah, that's where the House for Humanity was. Yep.
I thought it was in Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah, it was Missouri.
Where does he live? Louisiana? That's still far.
It's a haul, but yeah, it was Springfield, Missouri.
Oh.
That's what you just get. I was like, what are you talking about?
Well, because they said that they were
Springfield.
doing something in Boston, Mass. When I was just reading an article.
She was going to the children's hospital in Boston, and they would fly her.
Oh, that would make sense. They were flying her for free up there. Mm-hmm. Because they, when I was just reading one of the articles I just clicked on to look for about Nick, it said that they moved into a temporary home until they went to, until they were flown to Massachusetts. So I don't know if they were staying there when the house was destroyed, and it was just a temporary home until they were really checked out with
Could
like a specialist. So that makes more sense. But still, in any case, for the I will uppercut you.
I was going to say, you can hit him.
In any case,
Abuse.
It wasn't
Hashtag
easy.
me too.
Yeah, probably
that was a bad
not.
one. Yes. All right. Anyways, so let's get back on track. That was bad. My bad.
Let's open mouth and insert foot, James.
That was my bad. That's why you guys shouldn't have said nothing to me.
I know.
I told you.
I'm so
You guys
sorry.
brought my whole mood down.
Every single person
Anyways.
on here listening who knows is virtually kicking your ass for saying
I know.
They're like face planting right now.
God.
Wow, shouldn't have even said nothing.
I know. God dang it.
Hashtag dumbass.
Anyways, so
Hashtag
Nick
you're
looks like a
next.
real winner over there.
Yeah, look. No, that's the guy who played it in the movie.
That was the boyfriend.
Wow.
No, but he looks similar. He looks
I
kind
thought
of.
that was the boyfriend.
The boyfriend's a lot.
He's right
So there's
there.
a movie? I thought it was a TV show.
The
Never mind.
documentary
She
is
looks
a
like
movie.
a mouse.
Yeah, the documentary is like a
The
2-hour
act
movie.
is
A TV show.
TV series.
A series. Yeah, he looks like a creep.
Mm-hmm. And this is when she was
Yeah,
first. This
she's
is when
not
she
cute
was,
anymore.
No, this is when she was first sentenced. The pictures you're seeing now is her after she grew everything back in.
Yeah, but she's got like a mouse face with the ears.
Because she didn't have any teeth.
I mean, I know I'm not the best looking, but
Well, no, but
she doesn't have any teeth.
No, I told you that. They
doesn't.
ripped out
I'm
all of her
leaving.
teeth.
Oh,
this is what.
Jesus, her nickname in prison is Gummy.
actually,
She
that
has
doesn't make
plans.
any sense because
Too
she's an
soon.
all-woman. Yeah, put that together.
I got it. Makes
Well, you guys
those a little less.
you guys took so long to respond. This is how it was with me and Jim. You know, I'd say something, he would just be like, "Bleh,"
You guys needed a filler.
and then he would just be quiet, and then I'm like, Jim, say something, bro. Like, jeez.
They called the murder Plan B.
Plan B.
No, they did not.
They did.
Yeah.
They called Plan B. Gypsy made all of this known to. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back. Hold please. For almost her entire life, it appears Gypsy was abused by her mother, who claimed she had a litany of illnesses, including leukemia and muscular dystrophy. She was forced to use a wheelchair even though she could walk, and had a feeding tube even though she could consume foods and liquids orally. Many
That
have
still
determined
makes me
Dee
so mad that they let
likely
that
had
happen.
Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a condition where a caregiver falsifies whatever. Gypsy made all of this known to her boyfriend, and though they allegedly discussed other options for removing her from her mother's household, they ultimately went ahead with the murder, which they called Plan B. So
Murder.
really, they didn't discuss very many other options because they only went through
Right.
Plan A.
Yeah.
And the murder was Plan B.
Let's skip Plan A and
Plan A
Oh,
probably
Anna
was like,
said,
we're not
why
gonna
doesn't she
ship.
have any teeth?
Anna, she
She ate a lot of candy when she was a kid, Anna. You better stop eating that candy.
remember she had a feeding tube. And that was part of the whole thing. So she wasn't taking anything by mouth.
So she didn't have to brush her teeth.
Okay. She,
Sorry,
They
she
just,
wasn't taking
they just
anything.
created another hole for her to take things from.
she was not eating anything.
How do we do that?
Okay. When she discovered
I mean, at least with that other hole, you can still breathe while you're doing it.
Jesus. When she discovered that she didn't have an allergy to sugar and all that, she started drinking like 2-liter bottles of soda and eating ice cream all the time. Well, all of her teeth rotted. And when she thought she was going to the dentist to get her teeth fixed, they extracted
They Keith her.
all of her teeth. And that's why she has no teeth.
Facts. So,
Facts.
the act is based on the true story, but it begins to unfold and the stories are different. And I just clicked on article. So, the character Scott on the show is seen as Gypsy Rose's 30-something-year-old boyfriend that she meets at a costume convention. He never existed. Gypsy Rose didn't know her real age. The act shows that Dee Dee tells people her daughter had the mental capacity of a 7-year-old child, but the truth was much more complicated and disturbing. In addition to telling people that Gypsy Rose was mentally young, the girl herself didn't know how old she really was. When Gypsy Rose actually turned 18, her mother convinced her that it was only her 14th birthday, which, it is assumed, was to keep control over her a little longer, because then once you're
They did give her-
underage.
She does have dentures or implanted teeth.
Yes. Yep. For like interviews and stuff. Another thing that television series doesn't say, or at least hasn't yet said, are the disturbing things that Dee Dee has done. When she was significantly younger, she was suspected of poisoning her stepmother with Roundup, which wasn't in the act, which we just read on Wiki. She was also suspected of starving her actual mother to death, and other family members were quoted saying she got what she deserved when she was murdered.
Wow.
When did Dee Dee start diagnosing? According to Gypsy Rose's biological father, she began diagnosing her daughter with different illnesses when she was just a baby. The first among these was sleep apnea, which medical records show was extensively tested for and proven negative. Those negative test results were not enough for Dee Dee, however, the diagnosis quickly started spiraling out of control. By the end of her life, Dee Dee had convinced Gypsy outsiders and maybe even herself that her daughter suffered from a wide range of illnesses. While television series touches on this, it does not go as far in depth as the true story behind the act would require. Okay, that's not. I just went right into another article and said some baby gifts were even given to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, technically belonging to the Queen. Here's why. That's not about this, but I'm just going to scroll back up. So a lot of the things that were portrayed in this, which is another reason why Anna, she does have dentures. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Nate. But that's a lot of that's partially why she's suing, is because they just touch base on the fact that Gypsy killed her mom. Gypsy's mom treated her this way. This is why she was killed. They don't touch base on the fact that her mom actually had a sickness.
Really how deep it goes. They don't really cover it that much, right?
Oh, George said, sitting at desk, addiction to this new show for me. I talk way too much. Not enough compliments in this world. So enjoy the compliment, you three.
Yeah, I text him.
Hey,
He's so
George.
nice.
I said, "Who are you, George?"
You didn't mind your business. I already told you that.
I
but
did
since
message
you don't.
Pam though. Pam has no mutual friends with either of us, so I'm like, Pam, who are you?
Pam?
Yeah, the one that said "screw you," Gina.
She didn't. No, there was no Gina at the end of that.
Yeah, it was. It was in the next message. You must have not seen it.
I said, "Screw you." I did see it. I read
know.
it
Every
to
time
you.
I keep reading it, it just makes me laugh.
You make me laugh.
Oh,
Not
Jim,
like
close
that.
your eyes.
Stop. Get away from me. Keep them open.
Oh my God.
Hey, so I got some breaking news
Me too.
that if you were there, this was freaking hilarious.
Hilarious.
Everybody knows that the Stop and Shop workers are on strike. So, in an effort to support them, the Town of Montville Republican Committee went and they cooked lunch for them today. They had a cookout, hamburgers, hot dogs, all kinds of good stuff.
Did they buy this stuff from Stop and Shop?
That was cute. That's funny
They just
because
bought this stuff. Like, hey, you guys,
Thank
go.
you,
We
Anna.
made you breakfast.
that was the first question I asked. And no, they didn't buy the stuff from Stop and Shop. So we're out there now. Remember,
I totally would.
it's all the Republican Committee.
Oh, why were you gonna say it's Republican?
Because you'll see. So we're out there, and all of a sudden a car pulls up, and who is it?
Michael Jackson.
No,
Okay.
Little John?
Senator
Okay.
Blumenthal.
I met that guy.
Okay, but he's not Republican.
He's not Republican. He's a Democrat.
Oh, I don't know. They're all bad.
And unbeknownst to him, he took a picture with the Republican Town Committee.
And nobody said, hey, we're Republicans? No. Yeah, but that's not a big deal, though. That could go good in his favor, too.
That is a big deal. What do you mean?
No, he can spin it as, look, I like everybody.
Oh.
That's how I would spin it.
Poop.
But then the Democrats won't like him saying that, though.
Well, we're spinning it as Senator Blumenthal endorsing Tommy McNally, model Republican.
yeah,
for mayor.
I saw that. Was that on your status? Did I see that on the news somewhere?
It's on every status.
Yeah. You know, he endorsed me as a leprechaun, so there's a picture of me and him, and I'm dressed as a leprechaun. So I'm going to use that.
The adult care provider who has abused the child often seems comfortable and not upset by the child's hospitalization, and 30% of victims go on to be abusers themselves, while a wide range does not.
Calm down, Alexa. Did not say Alexa on. Alexa off.
Oh, you're referring to me.
Yeah, I'm referring to you.
Wow, did he come all the way from Vietnam?
Steve, look at the pictures. Go to the Montville Community Forum and all of that. It is so
I see it.
funny because that's all it says.
Yeah, but you sure he didn't know, though?
No, he had no.
He really had no clue.
What the hell? He had
She
no
wants me-
idea. So we all posted, yeah, Senator Blumenthal endorses Tom McNally for mayor of Montville. It was priceless.
No bite. No bite.
Wow.
No, I'm good, thanks.
No, why would we give him our dough?
So much for that salad.
I'm gonna lean back. I'm gonna make such a shitty comment.
Lean back. Lean back.
Please don't hit me. At least I'm on medication.
Oh.
Was that at me or something?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'll tell you after.
Tim, was that what? Did I just get dissed and I don't even know what it was
Yeah.
for?
Uh-huh.
You got dissed.
Yep.
You really don't know?
Replay the events I just told you about. I'm on medication for preventatives.
Oh, yeah, I got that, yeah.
You have your germs. It's a good thing I'm on medication.
You can't get HIV through a donut, so I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
George says you need sprinkles on the donut.
Yeah, I know, George. She's
It was
horrible.
a toss-up between a sprinkle
Yeah,
donut
it was a
and
toss
a chocolate.
salad. It was a toss-up. It was a very...
I thought you said a tossed salad. I'm
I
leaving.
did say toss salad.
Okay.
We know you're hungry over there.
Turn this into an ASMR. What's that mean?
I think that's like one of those like BDMS.
Oh,
BDSM.
Jesus Christ. Here we go. God.
Is it BDSM or AIM? What is it?
ASMR. Oh, it's autonomous sensory meridian response. Is an experience characterized by static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and
Alexa
upper
off.
spine.
She shut off.
What are you talking about the Alexa?
Because she keeps talking out of turn.
Whoa!
She keeps talking out of Have you ever talked to someone and Alexa just comes on in the background like, sorry, I do not know the answer to that question. And it's like, yeah, you do. You're just recording us right now.
All right,
you
Anna,
know the answer.
what is it, Anna?
I just read it.
Hannah Banana.
No, I think she's talking about something else. What they tell us what bills.
What is this, the Anna show now, Jim?
Anna. Yeah, Anna's awesome.
Is she though?
Anna's
she didn't
awesome.
even she didn't even accept my friend request. She's definitely met me in real life.
I wouldn't accept your friend.
She met
request
me in
either.
real life too, and she didn't even respond.
I'm looking it up on Urban Dictionary what ASMR is.
I'll tell you what.
Told you it was one of those sex things.
Everybody at Lansdowne is absolutely fantastic to work with.
Except Kendrick. He still owes me money.
Kendrick, yeah.
He still owes me money. Yeah, he's like $40.
I can't believe you told him you're charging him interest.
It's an
$40
acronym.
now.
ASMR is an acronym for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
I feel
the
like you already said
sole purpose
this.
of ASMR is to relax people. The ASMR community is constantly growing on YouTube. It's meant for gentle whispering, relaxing and hand movements, smacking of the lips, nail tapping, and scratching on hard surfaces such as tables, brushing sounds, etc.
So what Keith does when
Anna,
he's
you
alone.
can be a guest any time. All you
Oh,
have
girlfriend,
to do,
there's only 3 seats. We can sit on my lap.
all you'd have to do is, wow, I was going to say call
Whoa.
in, but now we're talking about sitting on your lap, and
She said, I didn't even know you sent me a friend request. Yeah, thanks.
she's
You're not
watching the
important.
show.
Thanks.
I don't know
that's
if I
cool.
have friend
She's watching
requests.
the
I'm
show.
retracting.
Oh.
You better retract it before she...
That endorsement is over.
Oh, ASMR, that tingling feeling you get when someone
How many
says
times
Mufasa.
are you going to say this?
Anna says, please don't trust Kendrick with money.
Stop it. Well, he owes me money.
ASMR
It's about
is
to
the
be Anna.
chills.
Oh, you're looking up Urban Dictionary? Why don't you look up what New London is on the Urban
Okay.
Dictionary?
All right, hold please.
You never looked it
New?
up?
No.
Oh, good.
And I'm guessing he owes you money too. I can't try. You know what? When I'm in the back, I always
said
give
New
him
York City,
my,
that's
my
not my
black light, and he ends up. She said, "Resend it, bro."
Bruh.
Bruh.
I don't even know her name anymore. Was it Anna what?
Hungerford.
Anna Hungerford.
And
Is that really how it is?
Okay, I looked up Urban On Urban Dictionary, New London, top definition. An East Coast city noted for being much, much worse than London.
No, go down. Go down. You'll see the one I want you to read.
Oh my God! Please hold.
Read it. But you have to edit yourself, though. No, that's not the one. Read the one about the college one.
Wow.
Read the one. Keep
What
going.
site is it?
That's Urban Dictionary. You look up your name and it says funny stuff.
Oh my God.
If you look up James, there's a lot of good ones. It tells you the truth. So if anybody
I
wants
can't believe I just saw that.
Okay,
Go.
so
Everybody
this
look
one,
up.
is this the one you're talking about?
the one about the New London and the
Penis sucking?
no. What?
Wow.
Why would I want that
ladies
one?
and gentlemen?
That's the only 4 that are on here.
Go up. New London, Connecticut. Put
Nearly every day, a
Oh,
perfect
wait, there you go.
Connecticut college student walks off the secluded
There you
New
go.
London
That's the
campus
one you
and
gotta
gets
read.
shot.
That's the one you gotta read. So reread it again. So
Reread it again. No, he doesn't.
Read
But
it
he
ag-
owed someone
read it
else
again.
money
So
and was
what?
like, "Nah, I ain't paying him back for."
yeah, he's talking about me. He's
Yeah,
talking
he was-
about me, Anna.
He owed James $5. Now with
Now
interest,
it's
it's up to 40.
And he doesn't know I'm half Italian. Doesn't even know that. He will though soon.
Nearly, okay, I'm going to read
He
it.
will.
Nearly every day, a preppy Connecticut college student walks off the secluded New London campus and gets shot.
Oh my God, that's the Urban Dictionary. No, go up and look at the use in a sentence. They have
Use it in a sentence.
Look, read that one.
That is used in a sentence.
No,
That's the used in
no.
a sentence. It is.
Oh.
Because, like, when you scroll down here, it says a small town in central Wisconsin known for drunk fun, escapades, underage women, and great fishing. So in the sentence, it says, I'm going to New London to get drunk, late, and catch some northern.
Look up James real quick.
James? Oh, boy.
You won't be able to read it all on. Oh my God, James is like the most popular one on there.
All right, James. James is really the best person you'll ever meet. He really does also have great skills like bread collecting.
That one is new. I didn't see that one scroll. No, scroll down.
Y'all
to
are getting
better
the best
ones.
one. That's it.
No.
You're getting the best.
That wasn't the
response.
best one.
So what you're saying
Jim.
is you
That
got,
was not the
Noun.
best
you
one.
got a yeast infection?
No, that's not.
Jim, an individual of any age, but often a senior citizen, who uses technology and social media in an awkward and unfamiliar manner.
Yes.
However,
That's Jim.
if it's a verb, to make a mistake or behave in a manner characteristic of a Jim.
Oh, that's exactly a Jim. That's why I don't go by Jim.
Jim is a gender-neutral term, but alternatives such as Jimette and Jimberly are also...
Jimberly? What the
Are
hell is
sometimes
Jimberly?
used.
Calm down, Jimberly.
What about
Calm
Jimmy
down.
Riggett?
No, that's
Jimmy.
not
Look up
Riggett.
Keith.
No, I'm looking up Gina.
Not found because it's not a real name.
Gina. Oh, it's long. That's what she said. Gina is a universal name.
Why you gotta steal my script?
Gotta be quicker than that. Gina is a,
I am pretty quick.
Gina is a universal name from all continents representing one who is absolutely gorgeous but doesn't seem to know it.
God, this is horrible.
Is
Cut it off now.
extremely charitable but doesn't necessarily admit it, and would do anything for a family member or friend. Loves to travel and go camping.
You
but
wrote
underneath
this on
that
there.
nature enthusiast also lies the heart of one who loves to be pampered at 5-star hotels. They generally go with the flow and can be equally hyper or shy depending on the situation at hand. She can be fiercely protective of loved ones, and due to this, she shies away from mentioning them until you really get to know her. Based on numerology, Gina makes great actors or singers, while small
Cut.
few with this name favor writing.
Commercial
Just
break.
never ask them to play a sport, as they will fail miserably. Their eyes are often very deep, showing their emotions without meaning to, so pay attention to that feature if you really want to know what Gina is thinking. Gina confused me until I looked in her eyes.
I'm eating her donut. So,
wow,
anyways,
that was the best one. Don't eat my donut. Well, we'll split it.
I gotta say,
you gotta look at number
pretty
3.
accurate. That's
No.
Anna said pretty accurate.
definitely
All right,
pretty
Keith.
accurate.
Oh my God, Keith, a half-alien, suicidal, emo, gay cowboy and Lance's boyfriend.
Pretty accurate.
I'm shutting off your mics.
Oh my God, that is funny.
That was the best.
That is the best one.
Anna, I'm gonna look up you.
Yeah, look her as
We're gonna look up Anna.
Oh, there is
Come on,
Anna
you can't,
is-
boy.
you can't
Here we
read the
go.
good ones. You have to read the
Anna
funny
is
ones. Go down
God.
below.
There are no words to describe how amazing
my gosh.
she is. She is very cute, very stubborn, short-tempered, and a little psycho.
And short.
Well, it's really long, Anna. You should look yourself up. They're all really long. So
So she's really cute and short.
Yeah, but if you want to go funny, you got to go lower on the screen,
That's
and
what
then
she said.
you read the. You read
That's
the
it.
funny ones on there.
They're all really, I'm not reading all of them. They're all really long. What else can we look up?
How
Donut.
vicious you are.
Look up George.
Who's George?
Start looking up the listeners. Oh, look up Pam. I bet you know.
Pam!
Yeah,
I'm looking her up.
George said, "Look me up."
Okay, hold on, George. I'm looking up Pam first because I don't even know if Pam's
Miserable
listening.
lady who.
Person against me. A person who is counterproductive to your efforts to achieve your goals.
Thank you, Pam.
Or Pam can mean plain ass mom.
Oh, damn, Pam. Is she still listening?
A female friend who has kid thinks she's a MILF, but me and my buddy think that she's just a Pam. All right, George, hold on. Coming at you live.
While she's looking up George, I got to tell you about this headline here. Kentucky substitute teacher arrested for ripping shots of vodka at 11 a.m. and cursing out students.
Yeah.
Yes.
George, yours says a person who would kick you out of a party for playing Justin Bieber.
I like Justin, though. I haven't heard new music from him, though. Did he stop? I think he stopped making music.
He stopped making music.
Although the third one I like a lot. It says George. And then the definition is, dude, stop looking up your name. And then the use in the sentence was, seriously, George, what are you doing?
Yeah, George, seriously, what are you doing right now? He said he was at work listening.
Word.
Do you guys know George, or is he another
Yeah.
Pam?
No, I know, George.
Oh my
Is he another?
God.
You guys don't know who Pam is?
Anna, me as a teacher.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness, that was so much fun.
Hey, we should talk about wisdom teeth real quick and how people lame.
Hey,
Yeah.
Gun
That's
con-
the next week.
gun control candidate charged with shooting her campaign treasurer.
Oh,
You know what?
no.
She should have cashed that check.
She cashed that damn check.
Wow.
So remember, if you're in the area, stop by the Lansdowne pub.
On Thursday, for sure.
Say hello to James Patrick O'Grady.
It was me
And me at the door. Oh, yeah, guys, I wear glasses, just not on air.
or the back door.
Gina
See what you did there.
Gina and I'll be at the door.
Facts. I'm a little
It won't
short,
be
so Jim's
facts.
my bodyguard, but I'll kick your ass. Just wait. He'll just have to hold me up, though.
Yep. Yep.
Are you
well-
snoring over there? Keith?
9:30. We'll be there.
Oh, you're vaping. Same
Always a
thing.
fun time down there, and we
Bottom
might have
line.
special guests.
Well, I need the
Ice
night
Ice
out.
Baby.
I need a night out anyway, so.
The bottom line is,
What are the specials?
what are the specials?
You get to see me,
You get
That's
to see
not a
me,
special.
Gina,
And
and,
they got-
James.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
that's
Katie's usually behind the bar too. So
It's fine.
Yeah, don't forget, this Thursday night, karaoke with James Patrick
you.
O'Grady, 9:30 to whenever we stop.
Yes.
Friday night, Luke and Mike, acoustical from 6 to 9. And then
Oh, hi, Richard.
Saturday night, swipe right.
Full disclosure, I'm
or
not
if you
karaoke.
see Gene, I just swipe left.
The music of Swipe Right from 10 to close. Rich Holmes. What's up, buddy? Rich is the drummer for Branded. Branded always packs Lansdowne. And if you haven't seen Branded, man, you must be living under a rock because
I
you're
used to go
missing
to
out.
Margaritaville and see him when Tim was up here.
Yeah.
I grew up with Tim.
Branded is
Yeah, that place went out of
amazing.
business.
I know. My ex-girlfriend used to work there.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun,
Next time on
dun.
Project Arrow, we talk about Gina's ex-girlfriend.
Let's
Stay
not.
tuned.
I don't know what we're going to talk about next week on Project Arrowhead.
I won't be here.
Gina will not be here. Gina's here every other week.
Yep.
That's fine
So,
with me. We'll talk about how she's not here. That's what we can do. We can do like a missing Gina.
Oh, yay!
segment.
Anna's going to be a special, too, because she thinks she's working.
All right, Anna's going to be there Thursday night.
Yeah.
We'll be up front doing.
Why don't we have Anna come next week? She said she wanted to be a guest.
Solitaire.
Anna, you can come be a guest next week.
Yeah, if you want to come be a guest next week, you're more than welcome.
I will talk about your life, dislikes, why you didn't accept my friend request yet, all that good stuff.
You will be down the hall.
Gina, I know
we'll
who
see you
she is.
Friday,
Relax,
Rich.
Gina. We know.
Down the
All
hall,
right.
where do you think they're going to be? You think they're going to be at Summer Shit? No.
Who is this? Do you want to... What?
Do you need a drink?
Are you trying to get stabbed? What?
Oh, my God. Remember that time I taped my nose up, guys?
No. Well, I think we're out of time, though. It's like 2
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
over.
we are
We're
out
going
of
to keep
time.
going and plug other people in, Jim. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm about to just mention all my other bodyguards I know.
So
What are you doing over there?
we're gonna get
Got
some,
it.
we're gonna get some medical treatment for Gina.
Oh, see, now am I still a horrible guy?
Yes.
So remember, we'll see you at Lansdowne,
No, you're not.
and don't be a shithead. No.
No means no.
Means no.
No.
And if you have an issue with that, I will be more than happy to help educate you. Just Throwing that out there. So on behalf of myself, Gina, and James.
Forgot my name.
Almost.
James
No.
O'Grady.
No, I remember
O'Grady's
you. I was just
alive.
like, what the hell is she
I told you I
doing?
taped my nose
She's got
up.
tape on her nose. That's how
All
she
right.
feels pretty.
We will see you next week.
Tuesday,
Gina will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
both 30.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Have a
Bye.
great week.
We love you.